والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم صل على سيدنا Muhammad وعلى آل سيدنا Muhammad وبارك وسلم. So inshallah today we will be going over ninth juz. So beginning on Surah Al-Araf, ayah 88. And then we'll follow that up with the tafsir inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال الملأ الذين استكبروا من قومه لنخرجنك يا شعيب والذين آمنوا معك من قريتنا أو لتعودن في ملتنا قال أولو كنا كارهين قد افترينا على الله كذبا إن عدنا في ملتكم بعد إذ نجانا الله منها وما يكون لنا أن نعود فيها إلا أن يشاء الله ربنا وسع ربنا كل شيء علما على الله توكلنا ربنا افتح بيننا وبين قومنا بالحق وأنت خير الفاتحين. وقال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه لئن اتبعتم شعيبا إنكم إذا لخاسرون فأخذتهم الرجفة فأصبحوا في دارهم جاثمين. الذين كذبوا شعيبا كأن لم يغنوا فيها الذين كذبوا شعيبا كانوا هم الخاسرين. فتولى عنهم وقال يا قوم لقد أبلغتكم رسالات ربي ونصحت لكم فكيف أسى على قوم كافرين. وما أرسلنا في قرية من نبي إلا أخذنا أهلها بالبأساء والضراء لعلهم يضرعون ثم بدلنا مكان السيئة الحسنة حتى عفوا وقالوا قد مس آباءنا الضراء والسراء فأخذناهم بغتة وهم لا يشعرون. ولو أن أهل القرى آمنوا واتقوا لفتحنا عليهم بركات من السماء والأرض ولكن كذبوا فأخذناهم بما كانوا يكسبون. أفأمن أهل القرى أن يأتيهم بأسنا بياتا وهم نائمون أوأمن أهل القرى أن يأتيهم بأسنا ضحى وهم يلعبون أفأمنوا مكر الله فلا يأمن مكر الله إلا القوم الخاسرون. أولم يهد للذين يرثون الأرض من بعد أهلها أن لو نشاء أصبناهم بذنوبهم ونطبع على قلوبهم فهم لا يسمعون. تلك القرى نقص عليك من أنبائها ولقد جاءتهم رسلهم بالبينات فما كانوا ليؤمنوا بما كذبوا من قبل كذلك يطبع الله على قلوب الكافرين. وما وجدنا لأكثرهم من عهد وإن وجدنا أكثرهم لفاسقين. ثم بعثنا من بعدهم موسى بآياتنا إلى فرعون وملئه فظلموا بها فانظر كيف كان عاقبة المفسدين. وقال موسى يا فرعون إني رسول من رب العالمين حقيق على ألا أقول على الله إلا الحق قد جئتكم ببينة من ربكم فأرسل معي بني إسرائيل. قال إن كنت جئت بآية فأت بها إن كنت من الصادقين. فألقى عصاه فإذا هي ثعبان مبين ونزع يده فإذا هي بيضاء للناظرين. قال الملأ من قوم فرعون إن هذا لساحر عليم يريد أن يخرجكم من أرضكم فماذا تأمرون. قالوا أرجه وأخاه وأرسل في المدائن حاشرين يأتوك بكل ساحر عليم. وجاء السحرة فرعون قالوا إن لنا لأجرا إن كنا نحن الغالبين. قال نعم وإنكم لمن المقربين. قالوا يا موسى إما أن تلقي وإما أن نكون نحن الملقين. قال ألقوا فلما ألقوا سحروا أعين الناس واسترهبوهم وجاءوا بسحر عظيم. وأوحينا إلى موسى أن ألق عصاك فإذا هي تلقف ما يأفكون. فوقع الحق وبطل ما كانوا يعملون فغلبوا هنالك وانقلبوا صاغرين وألقي السحرة ساجدين قالوا آمنا برب العالمين رب موسى وهارون. قال فرعون آمنتم به قبل أن آذن لكم إن هذا لمكر مكرتموه في المدينة لتخرجوا منها أهلها فسوف تعلمون. لأقطعن أيديكم وأرجلكم من خلاف ثم لأصلبنكم أجمعين. قالوا إنا إلى ربنا منقلبون. وما تنقم منا إلا أن آمنا بآيات ربنا لما جاءتنا ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وتوفنا مسلمين. وقال الملأ من قوم فرعون أتذر موسى وقومه ليفسدوا في الأرض ويذرك وآلهتك قال سنقتل أبناءهم ونستحيي نساءهم وإنا فوقهم قاهرون. قال موسى لقومه استعينوا بالله واصبروا إن الأرض لله يورثها من يشاء من عباده والعاقبة للمتقين. قالوا أوذينا من قبل أن تأتينا ومن بعد ما جئتنا قال عسى ربكم أن يهلك عدوكم ويستخلفكم في الأرض فينظر كيف تعملون. ولقد أخذنا آل فرعون بالسنين ونقص من الثمرات لعلهم يذكرون. فإذا جاءتهم الحسنة قالوا لنا هذه وإن تصبهم سيئة يطيروا بموسى ومن معه ألا إنما طائرهم عند الله ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون وقالوا مهما تأتنا به من آية لتسحرنا بها فما نحن لك بمؤمنين فأرسلنا عليهم الطوفان والجراد والقمل والضفادع والدم آيات مفصلات فاستكبروا وكانوا قوما مجرمين ولما وقع عليهم الرجز قالوا يا موسى ادع لنا ربك بما عهد عندك لئن كشفت عنا الرجز لنؤمنن لك ولنرسلن معك بني إسرائيل فلما كشفنا عنهم الرجز إلى أجل هم بالغوه إذا هم ينكثون فانتقمنا منهم فأغرقناهم في اليم بأنهم كذبوا بآياتنا وكانوا عنها غافلين وأورثنا القوم الذين كانوا يستضعفون مشارق الأرض ومغاربها التي باركنا فيها وتمت كلمة ربك الحسنى على بني إسرائيل بما صبروا ودمرنا ما كان يصنع فرعون وقومه وما كانوا يعرشون وجاوزنا ببني إسرائيل البحر فاتوا على قوم يعكفون على أصنام لهم قالوا يا موسى اجعل لنا إلها كما لهم آلهة قال إنكم قوم تجهلون إن هؤلاء متبر ما هم فيه وباطل ما كانوا يعملون قال غير الله أبغيكم إلها وهو فضلكم على العالمين وإذ أنجيناكم من آل فرعون يسومونكم سوء العذاب يقتلون أبناءكم ويستحيون نساءكم وفي ذلكم بلاء من ربكم عظيم وواعدنا موسى 30 ليلة وأتممناها ب10 فتم ميقات ربه 40 ليلة وقال موسى لأخيه هارون اخلفني في قومي وأصلح ولا تتبع سبيل المفسدين ولما جاء موسى لميقاتنا وكلمه ربه قال رب أرني أنظر إليك قال لن تراني ولكن انظر إلى الجبل فإن استقر مكانه فسوف تراني فلما تجلى ربه للجبل جعله دكا وخر موسى صعقا فلما أفاق قال سبحانك تبت إليك وأنا أول المؤمنين قال يا موسى إني اصطفيتك على الناس برسالاتي وبكلامي فخذ ما آتيتك وكن من الشاكرين وكتبنا له في الألواح من كل شيء موعظة وتفصيلا لكل شيء فخذها بقوة وأمر قومك يأخذوا بأحسنها سأريكم دار الفاسقين سأصرف عن آياتي الذين يتكبرون في الأرض بغير الحق وإن يروا كل آية لا يؤمنوا بها وإن يروا سبيل الرشد لا يتخذوه سبيلا وإن يروا سبيل الغي يتخذوه سبيلا ذلك بأنهم كذبوا بآياتنا وكانوا عنها غافلين والذين كذبوا بآياتنا ولقاء الآخرة حبطت أعمالهم هل يجزون إلا ما كانوا يعملون واتخذ قوم موسى من بعده من حليهم عجلا جسدا له خوار ألم يروا أنه لا يكلمهم ولا يهديهم سبيلا اتخذوه وكانوا ظالمين ولما سقط في أيديهم ورأوا أنهم قد ضلوا قالوا لئن لم يرحمنا ربنا ويغفر لنا لنكونن من الخاسرين ولما رجع موسى إلى قومه غضبان أسفا قال بئس ما خلفتموني من بعدي أعجلتم أمر ربكم وألقى الألواح وأخذ برأس أخيه يجره إليه قال ابن إن القوم استضعفوني وكادوا يقتلونني فلا تشمت بي الأعداء ولا تجعلني مع القوم الظالمين قال رب اغفر لي ولأخي وأدخلنا في رحمتك وأنت أرحم الراحمين إن الذين اتخذوا العجل سينالهم غضب من ربهم وذلة في الحياة الدنيا وكذلك نجزي المفترين والذين عملوا السيئات ثم تابوا من بعدها وآمنوا إن ربك من بعدها لغفور رحيم ولما سكت عن موسى الغضب أخذ الألواح وفي نسختها هدى ورحمة للذين هم لربهم يرهبون واختار موسى قومه 70 رجلا لميقاتنا فلما أخذتهم الرجفة قال رب لو شئت أهلكتهم من قبل وإياي أتهلكنا بما فعل السفهاء منا إن هي إلا فتنتك تضل بها من تشاء وتهدي من تشاء أنت ولينا فاغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الغافرين واكتب لنا في هذه الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة إنا هدنا إليك قال عذابي أصيب به من أشاء ورحمتي وسعت كل شيء فسأكتبها للذين يتقون ويؤتون الزكاة والذين هم بآياتنا يؤمنون الذين يتبعون الرسول النبي الأمي الذي يجدونه مكتوبا عندهم في التوراة والإنجيل يأمرهم بالمعروف وينهاهم عن المنكر ويحل لهم الطيبات ويحرم عليهم الخبائث ويضع عنهم مصرهم والأغلال التي كانت عليهم فالذين آمنوا به وعزروه ونصروه واتبعوا النور الذي أنزل معه أولئك هم المفلحون قل يا أيها الناس إني رسول الله رسول الله إليكم جميعا الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض لا إله إلا هو يحيي ويميت فآمنوا بالله ورسوله النبي الأمي الذي يؤمن بالله وكلماته واتبعوه لعلكم تهتدون ومن قوم موسى أمة يهدون بالحق وبه يعدلون وقطعناهم 12 أسباطا أمما وأوحينا إلى موسى إذ استسقاه قومه أن اضرب بعصاك الحجر فانبجست منه 12 عينا قد علم كل أناس مشربهم وظللنا عليهم الغمام وأنزلنا عليهم المن والسلوى كلوا من طيبات ما رزقناكم وما ظلمونا ولكن كانوا أنفسهم يظلمون وإذ قيل لهم اسكنوا هذه القرية وكلوا منها حيث شئتم وقولوا حطة وادخلوا الباب سجدا نغفر لكم خطيئاتكم سنزيد المحسنين فبدل الذين ظلموا منهم قولا غير الذي قيل لهم فأرسلنا عليهم رجزا من السماء بما كانوا يظلمون صدق الله العظيم. So we just recited up to Ayah 162 of Surah Al-Araf. And we got a little bit into Surah Al-Araf yesterday. Surah Al-Araf is titled almost the heights, right? That's the literal definition of it. And the surah is talking particularly about people who are stuck in this limbo, right? So there is the people who have been given their books on their right hands. They know that they're going to be going to Jannah. Then you have people who, get the news that they're going to be destined for Jahannam. And then you have a people who are in the middle, Al-Araf, right? Where the scale is equivalent on both sides. Their good deeds equal the same amount as their bad deeds. And so this surah particularly gives descriptions of those people, of the conversations that are happening between the people of Jannah and Jahannam, right? وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ الْجَنَّةِ أَنْ أَفِيضُوا عَلَيْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ وَمِمَّا رَزَقَكُمُ اللَّهُ وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ الْجَنَّةِ أَصْحَابَ النَّارِ أَنْ قَدْ وَجَدْنَا مَا وَعَدْنَا رَبُّنَا حَقًّا فَهَلْ وَجَدْتُم مَا وَعَدَ رَبُّكُمْ حَقًّا. Like the people of Jannah will be telling the people of Jahannam that قَالُوا حَقًّا, right? Did you find what your Lord said to be true? Did you find it to be truth? And the people in Jahannam, they will respond and they will say, indeed, right? This was what we, neglected to realize, that this would actually become a reality, right? And the conversations continue. Then you have the conversations from the people in Jahannam. وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ أَنْ أَفِيضُوا عَلَيْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ. That the people in Jahannam, they will look to the people in Jannah and that they will ask them for help. And أَفِيضُوا عَلَيْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ, that they will ask them for water. And that the people in Jannah will respond and say, no, like this is not something that we're going to be able to do, right? This is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already decreed for you. And so a lot of this surah particularly goes over, it's introduced and some of it goes over these people who are both in Jannah and Jahannam, the people who are stuck in the middle. But particularly what I want to focus on today is this is one of the surahs in the Quran that you find the most stories in, right? Some of the ulama, they say that, and again, this is just something that some of the ulama are in conjunction with, but they say that 1/3 of the Quran talks about theology, right? We talked about a lot of the surahs that were revealed in Makkah. They are the ones that tend to talk about theology, like descriptions of who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what are his traits, what is Jannah, what is Jahannam, why should you believe in this? 1/3 of the Quran covers topics like this, right? For people, when it was being revealed for them to get to know what they're believing in before the rules came down. Then 1/3, they say, is focused on stories. And this is very profound for its own meaning, right? The book could have been revealed, the Quran could have been revealed just as a set of laws. Or it could have been revealed like some of the scriptures before, right? If you look at, I believe it was when you look at the book that was revealed to even, I think it was Dawood alayhi salam, a lot of the characterization of it was hamd. All it was praises of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That was the vast majority of it. The Quran could have also been revealed like that. But there's a beauty in the fact that 1/3 of it first was to introduce us to who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, for us to get to know him so that then we can actually listen to the message that's being revealed. Then 1/3 is stories. And anybody who has experience with this, or who has gone to even taken any sort of classes, right, has been experienced to any sort of, the things that move you the most don't tend to be people telling you what to do, right? If you are told what to do, you can register whether it's right or wrong. That's not going to incline you towards doing it. The stories are the things that really help seat that affirmation in your heart. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses 1/3 of the Quran to narrate these stories to us. And in this surah particularly, we find stories of a lot of the prophets. Right? You go through the story of Nuh alayhi salam. You have the story of Hud alayhi salam in the surah. You have the story of Salih alayhi salam. You have Lut alayhi salam. You have Shu'aib alayhi salam. You have Musa alayhi salam. You have Harun alayhi salam. And this is all in one surah. And it goes through, I believe it's almost 8 or more of the Nabis, of the prophets. And so 1/3 is theology, 1/3 is qasas, 1/3 is stories, and then 1/3, they say, is laws, right? 1/3 is the actual rulings. And so there's even a balance in that. Right? We know that Islam is meant to be that middle ground that the Prophet ﷺ said, the best of, the best way for people to take is the middle ground, right? And the Quran is balanced in its message that it's revealing to people as well. And so, there's so many stories to go through in this surah that you can't do justice to even trying to skim over or, briefly summarizing them. There's a lot of prophets that are covered in this surah. The story that we can focus on for today is particularly the story of Musa alayhi salam. And we know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says in this juz' and in this surah, قال ولما جاء موسى لميقاتنا وكلمه ربه قال ربي أرني أنظر إليك. He's talking about the time when Musa alayhi salam wanted to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we know that Musa alayhi salam, that he was one of the few prophets that got to actually converse and to hear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaking to him, right, from behind a veil. And there's only 3 times that this has happened that we know of. Right? The first is Adam alayhi salam, who was in the presence, again behind a veil, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and spoke to him directly. There was the Prophet alayhi salam on Isra and Mi'raj, and then you have Musa alayhi salam, who spoke to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. And so this ayah in translation, right, it says when Musa alayhi salam arrived, at this appointed time, and his Lord spoke to him, that قال ربي أرني أنظر إليك, that my Lord, show me yourself so that I may look at you. And anyone knows that when you're given hints of something, right, when you hear somebody speaking but you can't see who they are, you have a natural curiosity that you want to be able to connect with them and actually be able to converse with them face to face. But this was not something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had allowed for at that time, right? He did not reveal himself to Musa alayhi salam. And in this story particularly, what it's telling us is that Musa alayhi salam, we know that in the stories of the Prophet, he's one of the prophets alayhi salatu wasalam that is more, not necessarily just brash, but he's a little bit more stubborn, right? And he's a little bit more hard-headed. And this is one of the traits that actually makes him respected, potentially even to his people. It's one of the reasons, as we'll get to later in the story, that he's able to have such a profound impact on the hearts of his people to get them to listen. He commanded that respect. But because of that, you have so many stories of Musa alayhi salam, right, with Khidr, where he goes through all of those different stories, being told to be patient, that this is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing him and teaching him through, but he can't be patient through it. You have this story particularly when he insists and continues to insist that, Ya Allah, let me be able to see you with my own eyes. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells him is that, I will reveal myself to this mountain, right? That's in front of him. And if I reveal myself to this mountain and the mountain can bear that weight, then you can also potentially get the gift of being able to see me. And what happens to that mountain? For any of us who've had the blessing or the opportunity to be able to travel, or may have grown up near the mountains and not, the cornfields in Illinois. I was in Switzerland, for example, last year. The Alps are beautiful. They're so magnificent that they cover like the entirety of what you see. When you're looking at the valley, there's a valley called, I think it's Lauterbrunnen Valley, where you have the mountains on the right side that go all the way literally seemingly to the sky. And then on the left hand, you have the mountains that also go seemingly to the sky. And no matter what you think can happen to them, they're unshakable, right? These are the examples that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, even on the day of judgment, that is when they are going to be turned upside down. Right? And so this mountain, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals a glimpse of himself, the Mufassirun, they say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed just the equivalent of a portion of his light that was equivalent to half a nail of a little finger. Right? Imagine your pinky finger and then half of that nail. That he revealed just that portion of light, and the entire mountain crumbled into dust. And we know this is true through even Surah Hashr, right? That when it talks about the Prophet ﷺ and his heart being able to bear the weight of revelation. The Dr. Moyed also gave the example a few days ago of when the Prophet ﷺ would receive wahi that even his camel would have to sit because it couldn't bear the weight. Right? And so imagine witnessing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the story continues, and it talks about how Musa alayhi salam, he sees this, he witnesses this happening, and the weight of the sounds that are happening, that he starts to hear like the heavens literally open, right? And it's so overwhelming to him that he sees this mountain collapse in front of him. It's just too much for him to bear. And so before he even gets a chance to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of course he couldn't handle it, he goes unconscious. And in the rest of the story, this is his moment of recognition, where he turns to repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, apologizing for the insistence, right? That he went against, the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for not wanting to reveal himself in the first place, and the fact that he continued to insist to do so. And then the story continues. So Musa alayhi salam, he's one of we won't go too much into it given we're almost at time. Just a few lessons, right, to take away from this. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he continues and he talks about how Musa alayhi salam, he's given the tablets, the alwah. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us that the tablets that were given to Musa alayhi salam were written, figuratively by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's own hand. These were a gift that was given to Musa alayhi salam. And when Musa alayhi salam was speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he spoke to him for about 30 days, right, on Mount Sinai. And when he did not return to his people after those 30 days, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed him to speak to him for another 10 days. There were 10 more days after those 30. And when he did not return to his people, to Bani Israel, they saw that he wasn't returning. And this is when they committed the grave mistake of worshipping the golden calf. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he tells Musa alayhi salam that your people have resorted to worshipping something else now. Go back and tell them the gravity of the mistake that they're making. And so upon hearing this, Musa alayhi salam, he's already incredibly angry. Right? I leave my people for just a little bit. They go back to their old ways. On top of that, he's already somebody who's quick to anger. And he goes back to his people, and before even reprimanding his people, he is so shocked and so hurt that they could do something like that, so upset, that in his anger, he disregards the alwah, the actual physical tablets, and he breaks them. Right? They crack. And this, again, was something that was a gift. And one of the lessons that we could learn from this is that the Prophet ﷺ also tells us about the gravity of holding on to your anger. Right? Don't be angry, don't be angry, don't be angry. He continues to tell us in multiple hadith that even the prophets, even the most sincere of hearts, even the people who have spoken directly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that your emotions can still get the best of you. Right? And anger is never something that you should be having a conversation of, you should be making any decisions on in that state, but rather, like the Prophet ﷺ, leave until you come into a more firm state of mind, right? More peaceful state of mind. And he goes to his brother first, to Harun alayhi salam, who's also a prophet. And he tells him, how could you have allowed them to do something like this just when I had left? Right? The narrations say that he grabbed onto Harun alayhi salam's beard and his hair. And Harun alayhi salam, he says that, I didn't allow them to do it. They told me that, he says, he says, oh, my brother, right? He says, the son of my mother. Right? Before you jump to conclusions, let me tell you what happened. Right? They were about to kill him, and they forced him to let them do that. And so even in this, you see something really beautiful, that Harun alayhi salam was also a prophet. Right? And in here you see right away that he's saying he tried to give them the message that they already knew, and he did not actually have an impact on the people. Right? They didn't listen to him. They ridiculed him and they turned away from him. And so that Musa alayhi salam had his own strengths. He had a greater propensity to be able to impact the hearts of people. And that Harun alayhi salam, despite being a prophet, his strengths were different. His strengths were not the same. Right? So when we see, and that's okay, right? And so when we see other people who have skill sets that are different from us, when we see people who have been given, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed for them to have even rizq that is different from ours. There are things that He has also given each of us individually that if those other people were to know, that they would be jealous of. Right? Despite the fact that Musa alayhi salam was the one with the speech impediment, he was the one that couldn't speak properly. He was the one that had a greater impact on people. Harun alayhi salam was known to speak more eloquently. He was known to be, the orator, the more eloquent speaker. And despite that, he actually did not have an impact on the hearts of people. Right? And so just a few lessons we can learn from that. We'll end there. Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam tabarakta ya dhul jalali wal ikram. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وادخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من النار. اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. والله المستعان وعليك البلاغ ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Jazakallah khair to everybody for joining. Inshallah, before we leave, because I do have my phone on me this time, the prizes for the kids. So alhamdulillah, we've been getting lots of very, very beautiful and detailed answers from them, which is always very inspiring to see, right? The kids can be inspiration for us too. The winner for yesterday was Faizan Siddiqui. And so the question for today, for the kids, will be, what was the story of Musa alayhi salam and the request that he made to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so one of the kids that has the most detailed answer, inshallah, you'll be the winner we can announce tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.